Every single day, people come to me convinced they are doing everything right. They eat organic, they avoid candy, they choose foods labeled healthy, they cook at home. And yet they look in the mirror and see their turkey neck getting worse, not better. The loose skin under their chin is sagging more. The jawline is disappearing. The creepy texture on their neck is spreading. The first question I ask is always the same. What exactly are you eating, and how are you eating it? And that is where things get interesting, because the problem almost never is that people eat too little healthy food. The problem is that they eat sugar wrong. And wrong eating is not just wasted effort. It actively destroys the collagen in your neck, wrecks the platysma muscle that holds everything up, overloads your glycation pathways, and drives visible sagging through your neck faster than time itself. 15 years of research into sugar and skin aging, I see this picture over and over again. Subscribe and hit like right now. What you are about to hear, nobody is going to tell you at your next appointment. The system profits when you stay sick, not when you get well. I post a new video every day on how sugar ages your face and what to do about it. So, let us start with the foundation. Why is what you eat after 60 not just a matter of calories, but a genuine medical necessity for your neck? Because after 60, your neck launches an entire cascade of physiological changes. They are predictable, they are measurable, and you cannot afford to ignore them. The first change. The platysma muscle weakens. The platysma is the thin sheet of muscle that goes from your collarbone up to your jawline. When this muscle gets loose, it hangs. That is what creates the turkey neck look. After 60, this muscle loses roughly 1 to 2% of its elastic fiber content every single year. That sounds manageable on paper, but over 10 years, that is a loss of 15 to 20% of the muscle's ability to hold your neck up. And the platysma is not just about structure. It stabilizes your jawline. It supports the skin on your neck. It holds the boundary between your face and your neck. Lose enough of it, and everything downstream starts to fall apart. The second change. The skin on your neck thins. The skin on your neck is already thinner than the skin on your face, about 0.5 millimeters versus 2 millimeters. After 60, it thins further. It loses elasticity. It becomes more vulnerable to glycation damage because there is less collagen buffer to absorb the hit. The third change. Your glycation clearance slows down. When you are 30, your body clears damaged collagen proteins efficiently. After 60, that clearance system slows down. The sugar damage accumulates in your neck faster than your body can remove it. The fourth change. Your insulin sensitivity drops. The same meal that barely moved your blood sugar at 40 now produces a spike that lasts for hours. And every hour of elevated blood sugar is an hour of glycation happening in the collagen of your neck. And here's the critical point. What you eat works on all 4 of those systems at once. The right food protects the platysma. The right food reduces glycation in the neck skin. The right food stabilizes insulin. The right food supports the circulation that feeds your neck. But, and this is the part nobody tells you, all of that only works when you eat correctly. Eat the wrong way, and you do not get a smaller benefit. You get a new problem on top of the old ones. The complete breakdown of how sugar damages the platysma, and the exact 28-day protocol to stop that damage and rebuild the muscle's elasticity is laid out step by step in Sugar-Proof Skin. If you want to know what your neck will actually look like 28 days from now, once the glycation process is stopped and the muscle starts recovering, that is exactly what the book shows you. Link in the description and pin comment below. Let us go through every major mistake I see, starting with mistake number 1. You start your day with something sweet. This is probably the single most common mistake I see across every age group, every diet type. People eat fruit, yogurt, granola, oatmeal with honey, a banana, a glass of orange juice. They believe they are starting the day healthy. But your neck is not a car. You do not just turn a key and have everything running at full capacity. Your body needs time to shift from fasting to processing food, and that transition cannot be skipped without consequences. Here's what actually happens in your neck when you break your fast with sugar. First, your insulin receptors are cold. After a night of fasting, they are at their most sensitive. Hit them with sugar first thing, and you produce an insulin spike 2 to 3 times larger than the same food would produce at lunch. That spike floods your bloodstream with glucose, and that glucose immediately bonds to the collagen in your neck, the thinnest, most vulnerable collagen in your entire body. Second, your cortisol is already naturally high in the morning. That is normal. But cortisol plus sugar equals inflammation. And morning inflammation in your neck skin means the entire day starts with glycation running at full speed in the exact area you are trying to protect. Third, your microcirculation is at its slowest when you wake up. Sugar thins the blood vessels further. Less blood reaches your neck. The platysma gets less oxygen. The muscle weakens faster. The solution requires zero additional time or money. Eat protein and fat first. Eggs, plain yogurt, avocado, nuts. Save any carbohydrate or fruit for at least 30 minutes after waking. That single change cuts your morning glycation load by more than half. Your neck will look different within a week. Mistake number 2, you drink your sugar. Go into any grocery store and watch what people put in their carts. Bottled smoothies, cold-pressed juices, wellness shots, protein shakes with added fruit. They all look healthy. They are all marketed as health food. In reality, they are a biomechanical catastrophe for your neck. Let me explain the mechanics. When you eat a whole orange, you get 3 grams of fiber that slows the sugar absorption. Your blood sugar rises gently. When you drink a glass of orange juice, you remove the fiber. 20 grams of sugar hit your liver in under 5 minutes. Your liver cannot process that load, so it converts most of it to fat and inflammatory compounds. And the fructose, the worst sugar for your neck, goes straight to your collagen. Picture a filter on a faucet. When water flows through slowly, the filter catches everything. When you blast the faucet on full, the water shoots past the filter and the filter clogs. Your liver is the filter. Whole fruit is the slow stream. Juice is the blast. The skin on your neck is the first place that blast shows up, because the collagen there is the thinnest in your body, and fructose glycases it up to 10 times faster than regular glucose. Studies show that women who drink fruit juice daily have, on average, 20% more visible neck sagging than women who eat the same fruit whole. The food is the same. The form is what destroys your neck. The fix is simple. Eat the fruit. Do not drink it. If you want a smoothie, make it yourself. Keep the fiber in and never add juice or honey. Mistake number 3, you cook at high heat. This is the topic people pay the least attention to. Cooking method is the last thing anyone thinks about when choosing what to eat. That is a serious mistake, because for the collagen in your neck, there is nothing more important than how your food was cooked. 2 things happen with age that make cooking method critically important for your neck. First, your neck collagen is already thinner. Second, your body clears AGs more slowly. Both of these mean that the AGs you eat from high heat cooking accumulate faster in your neck than anywhere else. When you grill, fry, roast, or broil food at high temperature, the sugars and proteins in the food react together and form new advanced glycation end products. These are the same AGs that form in your neck skin, but now you are eating them pre-formed. Your body absorbs them and they bond to your collagen directly. A grilled chicken breast contains roughly 9 times more AGs than a poached one. A piece of salmon pan-fried at high heat has 8 times the AGs of the same fish gently steamed. That is not a marginal difference. That is the difference between a meal that ages your neck and a meal that does not. What you need in your kitchen. First, cook below 250 degrees Fahrenheit whenever possible. Steaming, poaching, simmering, slow roasting. Second, marinate meat in something acidic. Lemon juice, vinegar, wine for 1 hour before cooking. That single step cuts AG's formation by up to 50%. Third, add moisture. Wet cooking methods produce a fraction of the AGs that dry methods produce. This is not a gourmet recommendation. This is turkey neck prevention. One more thing about cooking. Many people reason that if a little grilling is fine, a lot must be fine too. That is not how glycation works. Your neck does not adapt to AGs. It accumulates them. The same grilled chicken your body forgave at 30 will accelerate your turkey neck at 60. Mistake number 4. You pair sugar with protein and think the protein cancels it out. This is an extremely common pattern. People add honey to Greek yogurt. They put maple syrup on pancakes and tell themselves the eggs make it balanced. They eat a protein bar that contains 15 grams of sugar. From a physiological standpoint, this approach is fundamentally wrong. Your body does not respond to net sugar. It responds to total sugar load. When you combine sugar with protein, the sugar still spikes your insulin. The sugar still bonds to the collagen in your neck. The protein does not protect you. Worse, the protein itself gets glycated by the sugar in the same meal. You are now eating glycated protein, the very thing you are trying to prevent in your neck. Picture 2 train cars on the same track. Adding a healthy car behind a sugar car does not stop the sugar car from hitting the wall. The sugar car still arrives. The healthy car arrives behind it. Your bloodstream does not average the two. It processes them in order. Evidence is clear on this. Meals containing more than 10 grams of added sugar produce measurable glycation markers within 2 hours, regardless of how much protein or fiber is in the same meal. The protection is an illusion, and your neck, with its thin collagen, is the first place that illusion shows up. If you want sweet, eat it separately. Eat a small piece of dark chocolate an hour after a protein meal. Do not mix the two on the same plate. Mistake number 5. You use natural sweeteners and think they are different. Agave nectar, coconut sugar, maple syrup, honey, raw cane sugar. People switch to these because they believe they are making a healthier choice. They are not. Your neck does not know the difference. Here is the chemistry. Agave nectar is 70 to 90% fructose. That is higher than high fructose corn syrup. Coconut sugar is 70 to 80% sucrose, the same as table sugar. Maple syrup is roughly 60% sucrose. Honey is approximately 40% fructose. Every one of these produces the same glycation response in your neck as white sugar. Some produce a worse response because fructose glycases collagen up to 10 times faster than glucose, and your neck collagen is the most vulnerable in your body. Picture a thief wearing different shirts. The shirt does not change what the thief does. Agave, coconut sugar, maple syrup. These are different shirts on the same thief. The food industry knows that people over 60 are trying to make better choices. So they put these in health food packaging, they charge you more, and they tell you it is natural. It is natural. So is arsenic. Natural does not mean safe for your neck. The fix. If you need sweetness, use whole fruit. Mashed berries, a date, a banana. The fiber slows the absorption. The antioxidants partially offset the damage. But stop believing that a spoonful of agave is different from a spoonful of table sugar. It is not. The exact swaps for each of these sweeteners. What to use instead are in Anti-AAG's kitchen. Link below. Mistake number 6. You eat sugar late at night. Nobody talks about this. The general assumption is that a calorie is a calorie, no matter what time you eat it. That assumption is wrong. Start with insulin sensitivity. Your cells are most insulin sensitive in the morning and least sensitive at night. The exact same bowl of ice cream eaten at 8 p.m. produces a blood sugar spike roughly 40% larger than the same bowl eaten at noon. Higher spike means more glycation. More glycation means more collagen damage. And your neck, with its thin skin and slow clearance, takes the biggest hit. Second, your body clears glycation products during deep sleep. But sugar before bed disrupts deep sleep. You fall asleep later, you spend less time in the restorative phases, and your neck does not get the recovery window it needs. You wake up with morning puffiness under your chin, the exact warning sign that glycation ran unchecked overnight. Third, sugar at night raises your nighttime cortisol. Cortisol breaks down collagen directly, so you are simultaneously adding glycation damage and removing your body's ability to repair it. For your neck, this is the worst possible combination. The platysma muscle, which is already weak after 60, gets hit from both sides. Sugar stiffens it, cortisol prevents it from repairing. The rule is simple. No sugar after dinner. If you need something sweet, have it at lunch. Your neck will thank you within 2 weeks. Now, here is an important observation that ties everything together. All 6 of these mistakes carry different levels of risk depending on your age. The damage caused by morning sugar, high heat cooking, and late night eating is 2 to 3 times more serious after 60 than it was at 40 because your neck collagen is thinner, your glycation clearance is slower, and your insulin sensitivity is reduced. The same mistake your body forgave at 40 without consequence will accelerate your turkey neck at 65. How old are you? Write it in the comments. I want to know which age group this material hits closest to home for, so I can focus future content where you are right now. Now, a clear, practical conclusion. Here is exactly what to do after watching this. 1. Eat protein and fat first thing in the morning. No sugar, no fruit, no grain for at least 30 minutes after waking. This costs you 0 additional money. You are simply changing the order. 2. Stop drinking your sugar. Eat the whole fruit. Throw out the juice. 3. Lower your cooking temperature. Steam, poach, simmer. Marinate meat in lemon juice for 1 hour before cooking. That single habit cuts your AG's intake in half. 4. Separate sugar from protein. If you want something sweet, eat it on its own, at least an hour away from a protein meal. 5. Throw out the natural sweeteners. They are not different. Use whole fruit when you need sweetness. 6. No sugar after dinner. Have your sweet at lunch. Your neck will look visibly different within 2 weeks. Eating is one of the most powerful tools available for stopping your turkey neck from getting worse after 60. You do not need a cream. You do not need a procedure. You do not need expensive supplements. You need the right habits and a conscious approach to how sugar enters your body. Nobody in a clinic is going to walk you through this. It is simply not how that system operates. It profits from treatment, not from prevention. That is exactly why this channel exists. Subscribe, leave a like on this video, and I will see you in the next one. Tomorrow, I will show you what turkey neck looks like the day before it becomes permanent, and the one warning sign your neck gives you 72 hours before the sagging accelerates. You will not want to miss it.